right, so today I'm interviewing Cali Nethercut-Wells. We went to the same undergraduate program together, and now she has been a certified athletic trainer for a year now. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about evidence-based practice. The first one is, what is evidence-based practice to you?
To me, so evidence-based practice would mean that you're using the research that has already been done and proven to be of some sort of benefit for a variety of things, and actually using it in your own personal practice to benefit your client or your patient to the best of your ability.
Okay. The second question is, how do you utilize evidence-based practice in the athletic training room?
So that, personally for me, since I work primarily at a high school, I'm like kind of the main one there. It's kind of up to my own kind of implementing. I do it when I need to, primarily, since it's a little bit busy being on my own. But if I come up with a case that I don't have personal experience with or I need more help with, besides from like consulting other athletic trainers, I'll also do the research. You do a wide variety of research, and then you can still treat your patient without having like direct communication with another athletic trainer.
Okay, and do you implement that into the college too when you work with them?
Well.
Okay.
Yeah, I find that I've needed it more through the high school just because I'm working more hands-on in more of like the rehab aspect, which is probably where I've more used the ED.
Nice. Okay. The next one. Do you feel prepared to practice evidence-based practice?
Absolutely, yeah. I think with the way that both of our clinicals were set up, we really had a good hands-on with our clinicians. For me, since I only did my clinicals in an athletic training room at the college, I could see how it was implemented into those specific athletes. So when I use that, I've already kind of done that. I've already had the experience of using that, and the best part that I've had too would probably be, even if you're in a certain like rehab setting, you can change it up. You can use the EVM or EVP in a change to the rehab, so that if you're not really excited on the way that you're going, or if it's not getting the results that you want, you can work towards that through a different sort of like, you can see what other people have done and see what's been effective for them, so that then you can use it for your practice.
Right. Okay. How much experience do you have with evidence-based practice? Well, over the past year, maybe?
Yeah, a lot in the clinicals we did, but then just in my experience here at home, pretty frequently. Weekly, I would say even, not just because it's running into new things, but it's also like a fine-tuning. You can almost use it as, it's a sounding board without having someone else there. You guide your own research in it. So it's not necessarily what you're looking for, but it can also open like your eyes to a different viewpoint that you wouldn't have even come across from another person, and it can be so much more widespread.
Okay. How has taking care of patients changed when using evidence-based practice?
I think for me, my clinicals were just in the athletic training room. I can actually apply something that might not have necessarily been just to an athlete. It can be different parts to it, so that it gives me a wider range, I suppose. It's been pretty easy to do so, because when you have your communication with your athletes, so you know what they're feeling,
what they need.
Yeah, and specifically, actually, what I would say, I guess, then for the private high school is that I have a lot of communication too with the parents. So you can almost like use that as a backup. You can get information to them, without actually seeing them. You can just email off the article, see how they feel about it, and have more communication in that way to like all parties.
Okay. And the last question, who do you think benefits most when they do adopt evidence-based practice?
I don't know if it's something fair to say that it would just be most. I think that obviously you're aiming to just focus on your patient there. That is your ultimate goal, is to take care of them the best way you can. But in your own way, you're expanding your knowledge in it as well. Your experience with it, you're experiencing through someone else's experience. So, well, yes, it ultimately can be used on your patient if you kind of implement it properly at the right time.
Nice. Is there anything else you'd like to say about EBP?
I think in my grad, when I took it as intense as I imagine it would be, I find that I think I use it more now than I even knew I would. when I had the athletic training room there, when you have your, your clinicians to ask immediately, that's your sounding board instead of, research articles or anything like that. So now working on my own in like an athletic training room, or when it's my team, I don't necessarily have that. So I definitely refer to like the articles more.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
1 sec.